It's
not even food.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll only hit you as you're eating something.
So are you. Anyone have things that they got from the art meditation?
On the art meditation, this painting opened way up for me, just like it normally does at home. And I don't just see what is there, I see a yellow-white something that circulates through the system, okay? It moves up from the roots to the top and the middle. It pours down over the hole like a fountain. It gets picked up by the two plants on the sides, and it continuously circulates through the entire thing. Okay. And that circulating energy, to me, that's the energy that we're invoking to ask spring to come back. To me, that's the revitalizing force. It heals, it blesses, it protects, it renews, it regenerates. It has kind of a white gold color when I look at it. Other people may see it in a different color. But its purpose is to, like it will really regenerate cells, or it will cause seeds to quicken and germinate into a plant. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the other pieces were beautiful, but they didn't speak to me as much as this piece did.
I like the fact that the green man is in there too. The guy with the antlers, you know, that's pretty cool. And then the chalice, you holding the chalice up to it. Very powerful. And the egg thing that you did in the Kundalini, that was beautiful.
Colleen, who is the artist of these three pieces, also the new one, very new one that she just brought, which is the Spring Maiden down
and the green's
there.
beautiful.
And the green man, that's on the wall over there. Yeah, if you didn't get a chance to see those before, and get a chance to look at them. Anything you'd like to say about your artwork here?
What he saw in the piece, that's the door. So that's the Kundalini that runs. Shiva at the top is also the green man, and Shakti is the spring maiden or the mother, or whatever you want to put it in. All of that up and down, showering around is exactly what the Kundalini is. So. And the door too. Glad you went through yourself on anything.
I remember you were saying that you were really inspired in terms of creating this piece, and that it's got so many different systems within it.
The entire piece started from that tiny little shape in the center of the chalice. And it was a mutual, it was two visions by two separate people that were exactly the same during the same sacred fire circle. Okay. And then it took about 3.5 years, but just about every system I've worked in is overlaid in there somewhere, and they fit perfectly. So, you know, you can take the Kabbalah and the Kundalini and Yggdrasil and the pillars, and they all just lay over there just right.
A lot of times I do performances that the whole performance is like the siren thing that I did right there. But it was great, and it was unrehearsed. As Cathy and Kat can, how did that seem to you? When all of a sudden Joan goes off.
I had a feeling because there was a shift in the energy, and I could feel like something's going to happen. I'm not really sure what it is, and then we just went with it. And it seemed exactly right at the time. Like, yep, that's exactly what you need to be doing right now.
It was like the siren was clearing, because my experience before the siren came, there were older mother goddesses, Ceres and Rhea and people who were doing some kind of preparatory work. And then the siren's deal cleared away loose ends or fragments or things that couldn't be tied up or stuff that had to be gotten rid of, or it was a way of clearing and opening the way for what was to come next in a way that I hadn't experienced. But normally the sirens are not good people, okay? Guys have to plug their ears with wax to get through one of the ships, or they have to be killed, their heads cut off in order to keep them from doing things. okay? So not listed as good people in mythology.
Well, when I say siren, I just mean the sound. Oh,
Right,
like
but
that.
when you do the sound in this context, for me, it opens the door to the dream time and the character comes through.
Okay, I do that kind of sirening all the time, in everything I do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah,
Well,
so,
let's hope you're doing a lot of clearing, because we need a lot of clearing done.
well, that's what it is, it's clearing, yeah. To me, it felt like giving birth. It was that, you know, like really core, mother sound of the universe, that, you know, when you're opening up.
You rode the whole,
Yeah.
you rode the road.
Uh-huh.
Well, those eggs don't just appear out of nowhere, it takes a little effort.
Exactly.
And an interesting aside to what Kiel said, the sirens are not friendly to humans, but that doesn't mean they don't desire their company. It's not their fault that their song is so beautiful humans can't resist it. And let's not forget, the sirens live on those rocks out in the water. When humans sail by in their boats, they could be trespassing if they're not being respectful. So there's always 2 or 3 sides to every myth.
The other thing that was interesting is when the Lord and the Lady were here manifesting at the most peak, there were trees in this room that are not here. And there were birds that were flying from the ground up, okay, blue birds. And the sun and the moon moved over a course that was 3 or 4 months of time, not just a day or 2. Okay. So it was really interesting. It was really transportive. It was really otherworldly. It was not unlike the energy summed up by the playlet years ago. It was different and similar at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Definitely transportive and otherworldly.
I was recently at the flower show at Macy's, and I was really appreciating the secondary colors, the purples, the greens, the oranges. And I was thinking about everything that was unfolding under the ice all winter and the snow, and I'm thinking of bulbs, the bulbs that are under the ground, and how the, like an egg, and like how the rain and the heat is like a snake permeating them to open the bulb, to crack it open and germinates. So it was a super nature experience.
Cool.
Not supernatural, just super nature.
Super nature, yes, yes.
During the art meditation, I'd have to say that it was, in addition to the artwork on the wall, it was also the music that really opened up my heart chakra, and it was just really amazing. There was something really grounding to it, just with the vocals, and it felt a lot of water and grounding energy at the same time, which was very, very awesome.
What is that instrument?
It's called a psaltery. It's a Renaissance period instrument.
So is it mechanical?
Pardon?
Is the psaltery mechanical? Mechanical is another medieval.
I'm not familiar with that instrument, so I'm not really sure. This has a single string for every note, and it's bowed like a violin, but it's very soft. So there are a lot of instruments that are similar, but with different names depending on.
Well, I
the
understand.
period.
I understand.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if that's related or not. But one thing I did notice while we were playing during the art meditation was that the room got really shimmery to me. And my attention was drawn to this painting up here as almost an observer watching everyone else's experiences. And that painting just really vibrated for me. And I kept looking at it, just watching this shimmery crowd of appreciation down here. So that was my experience from the music side.
Interesting.
Like it could be the green man peeking through the you know, the ground.
Yeah.
You know, and looking up and going, what are you doing to the world? And he's crying a little bit. He's got a little tear there in his eye. So it's a little sad too, you know.
Is that Irma's piece? Or who's the artist?
Cortez Curtis.
Cortez Curtis, okay.
Yeah.
The strongest thing that I got from the artwork was this painting directly behind you. It seemed that where in the center where the circles of color are and where the dark blue, the indigo is on the edge of that opened up and there's a lake behind there. A lake with a beach and some
Mariela's
trees
piece.
off to the side, and there were people there, but it was far away and indistinct. But that's something that does not always occur with me when I'm looking at art. Just thought that was an interesting thing.
Michigan calling.
It's like Michigan calling.
Thank you, Colleen and Mariela, for inspiring us to do this, because your paintings inspired the work. That's what opened those doors for us to be saying, let's do this work. And the mask, but mostly, you know, these paintings really brought us what we wanted to do. They brought, you know, the theme together of what we needed to do. So thank you both very much. That's a beautiful thing that happened, you know. We were trying to just make some of the art come alive too, you know, and to incorporate it into some of the work that's you know, the performance art and stuff like that, rather than just being a gallery that your painting is on a wall, that's the end of it. Everyone looks at it and adores it, and you take it home or it gets sold, and that is it. You know, this is like, let's make it come alive and let's bring it forth.
And Center for the Arts, right? Not
Yes.
one Center for the Arts.
Yes. Yeah. The visual, literary, and performing arts, the spiritual dimension of the visual, literary, and performing arts.
Yes, truly that.
Very
cool. It's really like the vitality that we all just like, and that will last, you know? It will last. Beautiful movements and sound and just the energy that created, so thank you. It's beautiful. The voices, the creativity, it's really high vibration.
I know, I was doing that chanting alone in my house before I would start working on the mask, and my friend from upstairs came down and he was like, he goes, "You're scaring me in there. What are you doing in there now?" You know, and I was like, I'm going, oh, you know, I was rehearsing, you know, and he's going, "What's going on in here? Are you okay? Do I need to call an ambulance?"
You're either becoming the green man or having a heart attack or something.
The werepoodle.
You'll
The
feel-
werepoodle.
You'll feel better once it's posted on YouTube.
I mean, you know, some of it was just, you know, and then there was a time when he would, you know, like he would come down and we were watching a show, and then during the commercial, you know, I would use that opportunity to start going, how can I create this whistling sound, or how can I create the wind sound? And I would start doing it, and then he would come from the kitchen and go, what are you doing in there? You know, it'd be like, you know, and I was making this sound, he goes, "I think I'm going crazy with these sounds you're making," right? Just because I had to come up with something, you know, I was trying to empower myself to come up with some sounds. And back last year when I was in Joan's class, the shamanic healing class, I came up that I was supposed to be working with sound healing. And the dolphin came and appeared to me, and of course, everybody gets these profound messages, but I just get animals that come and stare at me with one eye. You know, they have one eye that's sad and they're looking at me like, "Are you gonna do it, or what are you doing?" You know? Like, so I mean,
Nothing else.
no, so like, you know, this dolphin picks its head
Oh, I
up and
remember
just
that.
stares at me, and I'm going, is this it? And then I looked it up in the Animal Speak book, and it said dolphins are a symbol of sound healing. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to do this, was because I'm bringing that sound healing for me doing this work has opened up a lot of stuff. And I realized many years ago that when you sing, it lifts your immune up. Because I had a immune disease, and back when I was rehearsing in a musical thing with my friend, we sang 2 hours a day for 1 month, and the T counts that I had went up almost 150 points. So don't think that this kind of work, if you have trouble meditating or if you have trouble getting into that space, the sound stuff pulls you in and it gets you right there quickly, you know, when you're vibrating that stuff, and it really does work. So I encourage you to, you know, to use sound if you need help with meditation, because just if you're toning, coming up with the stuff yourself, creating a melody like this haunting melody I did for the Green Man, but I mean, you know, it could be something bright and fun too, and being able to empower yourself to start feeling that, and boy, your immune just lifts right up. You are like, you're bringing oxygen into your body, and that's what it really works. So if you, even when you're sad or not feeling good, I used to tell my friend, she's in a situation where she's in a wheelchair and her parents are arguing, and I said, you know what, next time your parents start arguing, start singing. Guess what? They'll stop.
Yeah.
They will stop. They will have no choice but to stop, because if you put that in there, they can't argue when someone's singing. I guarantee it. And she goes, I'm going to try that. So I mean, it's something where the energy changes when you do the work, and this has been a profound thing for me. And thank you, Joan, for encouraging me to do this. As though she kind of was like bamboozled me into it, sort of, and I was like, can I do a performance thing, because I don't have the strength to do, you know, the dancing. But I mean, it was really tough, and she really, I'm so glad that she convinced me, because it brought that sound healing and the rehearsing, the getting into it, the trying to work with the sounds has made me into a different place now, where I can bring this meditation in before I do any of the work, the jewelry, any of it, coming to that realization that I have to do that shamanic work first helps me to create. So that's a beautiful thing, you know. And also Kat and Cathy, you guys are amazing. Just coming in here at the last minute like this and being able to, you know, just put it together.
We did 2 rehearsals
for
this.
I was going to say,
a couple hours
speaking
each.
of bamboozling.
I'm an expert.
I love you, Joe.
You guys managed to bamboozle together 6 hours of rehearsal time that was really high quality.
Yeah.
6 hours to put that poetry to music is amazing.
Well, 6 hours rehearsing together.
6 hours rehearsing.
But she did a lot of work on her own. We all did a lot of work separately.
Yes.
And then
once we knew the plan, we kind of came in with lots of ideas.
Yes.
Because what we came in with is not the way this performance turned out. We had a lot more.
Oh yeah.
We had many more pieces, and
Yes.
as we rehearsed and it got more streamlined, I think we took the best of what we had.
Well, and also knowing that, you know, we didn't have that much time to put it together. Right. Like, you know, when you know, like I first contacted you, you said something like, well, I'm really busy, and it was like 3 weeks ago or something.
Not even.
Not even. And I said, well, you know, like, can we, you were saying, well, can we do this in 2 weeks? I'm even really busy next week. And I just said, well, it's whatever you can do. We'll just put it together, you know, that kind of thing. And then she came in like with all these ideas, and like, oh, and we could put this, I Hear You Calling song here, and I got this other idea for this thing, and I said, okay, the Green Man song, the melody goes like, and she goes, oh, okay, I wrote it down. I'm like, this is the person I want to work with. Okay. Yes, understanding structure.
That was another thing. That Green Man song is hauntingly familiar to me. I've heard it before in a different lifetime.
Oh.
the Steve's melody
Yeah.
or
Steve, yeah, when I listened to it today, like during the art meditation, it's like, wow, where'd that come from? Oh, that's that's Steve's song, you know, that's the
Totally
one we've
just-
been working on.
It's the absolute lowest tones I can go without dropping out. It's to I just stuck with that so I can find it. And I just stayed the lowest tones and I just felt it. And I think it was something that I think originally I did it like on a recorder or something like that many years ago. And it was for a performance thing, and it was just I developed it into something more haunting because of this, but it was just a simple recorder melody, you know, so. But, you know, honestly, I didn't believe that we could pull it together this quick. So I was really surprised at all of you. Really amazing work. Playing the bullhorn, wow. I didn't think we'd ever get a real bullhorn sound.
That was great.
When people can do things like that and pull a performance together that quickly, that shows that you are consummate professionals.
Well, I have a new respect for Demetria and Keel and Joan and all of you that I've seen in the FOI and Anna, because I see every time I go to the thing at the Beltane or whatever it is.
The Goddess Festival?
The Goddess Festival. Everybody is doing this stuff and I'm like, this is like a play. How many hours did you all put into this?
Yeah.
And then I have a new appreciation for the work it takes to have something like a little 25, 30-minute thing come together. You know, it's like
Yeah, the performing
hours.
arts are like a whole other thing.
Hours of work to just come together.
But there is a structure, and if you know, like you were saying, if you understand how to structure things and you understand the components of it and pulling things, how, you know, there's the components of each art form and then pulling it together. If you're going to work with live music and dance and, you know, how all of the, and costuming and masks and, you know, and the blend of all of that. So I'm interested to hear more from you guys. Anything anyone else wants to say?
When we started the meditation, I'm a very tactile person, and I like to touch things, dead things, antlers and bones and things of that nature. And so, of course, I scooted over to Steve's glorious table to touch things, and then I immediately felt compelled to grab a piece of paper and start sketching. I had no idea what would come out. And my boyfriend's like, did you draw Medusa? And I said, this is not Medusa. In my cultural tradition, there is a horned forest goddess. And the phrase is Velika Shumska Maika, literally the great forest mother. And so I saw her with serpentine hair, and I tried to get her horns kind of showing. So she's the mother of the greenwood, as it were. She's a very primal being. May or may not be kindly disposed towards people, kind of like what Dimitri was saying earlier about the sirens. But Dan and I had gone hiking in a forest preserve today, so, and then coming tonight for this, just sort of felt very thematically unified. And again, I had no idea what was going to come as soon as I started sketching. So she just kind of birthed herself, so I'm super excited.
Amazing.
That's a wonderful.
Thank you.
You know, and I was getting white paper, and something said, "Take green paper."
Yeah.
Put over there.
Very fun. There are worse things in life, I guess, but I'll fix her boobs later. Give her a boob job. She's described as having very pendulous green breasts.
Can you burn
paper? No, yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah, so that was fun. Big happy surprise.
Stephen, was it hot underneath that mask?
Oh, yeah.
Did it impede your vision? And you had to.
No, it really didn't. It's hard to breathe when you're moving around. When we were doing the circle, I was going, oh. You know, like this, because it was like, you can't breathe when I'm moving, you know, too much, because you're out of breath then, because you have no air. But, you know, I tried to do the best I could. I'm really not a singer. I can be when I rehearse, but it was hard to do the toning, you know, in enough breath. We had to actually shorten it and, you know, be a little bit, because I couldn't do 3 of them in a row. And I got away with 2.
You got away with 2?
Got away with 2. I did 2.
Yes. It's just fine.
And that's as far, and then with the circling, when Joan and I were doing our ritual piece where we came together, I went twice instead of once.
When was that?
That's when we were
Oh, yes,
circling.
that's what I mean.
I went twice insteid of the once, but we were really
Yeah.
supposed to do just one.
Yeah, and I
because-
was going, okay, he's going around another time, okay.
Yeah, so, I just, you know, I'm limited with what I can do like that. But I mean, I just went with it. Whatever your limitations are, that's what you go with. You know, when you can't do something, you can't do it. You just have to say, all right, then how do you incorporate this into this performance piece? And Joan goes, well, just get a chair and you'll be the green man sitting in his throne, and that's all. You'll be watching me. Okay, that sounds good to me. What could I do? You know?
And by the way, so you opened your mouth, sound came out on purpose, you were a singer.
Yes. But I mean, you know, one of the things is that, you know, it feels so good to sing, and it's so empowering. It's a wonderful feeling.
You were, I was amazed, I had never heard you sing and play guitar like you did the other night. That was great.
Yes, he picked up my guitar and wow.
And just started playing.
You should hear him and Jesse on keyboards and all going at the same time up at his place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Jesse and I wrote like at least 10, 15 songs together.
You're
And
at least.
they're all ballads and
Yeah.
everything, and they're
You're definitely a singer.
blues and everything, and I can sing, but I'm used to doing when I did the work back when I knew you, and in
Oh,
the
yeah,
80s, and we
with
worked with,
Alpha.
I was a backup vocalist, I was never the lead. So it was always like, I could come in with
And you
it
were
as
the
a
second
backup.
guitar because Dean could not let anyone else be on lead guitar.
But I mean, I came into it as, you know, I used to do performances with mime, and I came out and did mime while these dancers were changing their clothes. So I mean, I did quite a bit of performing arts in the 70s. But I mean, you know, it's
They were
you know,
doves.
Yes, I did a lot of beautiful things with the performing, you know, the backup vocals and then the backup rhythm guitar. So I was in the background, you know. It's never in the forefront, you know.
So, anyway, the couple things. This show is almost over. It's always sad to me when a show closes. But we have a closing reception next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. here. And Dorothy Graydon, who did the one on the end right next to Sharon Bechtold's piece, it will be here having an absolutely amazing slideshow of her 25 years of photographing sacred rock art all throughout the Southwest. Yeah, I saw it, a couple other people here have seen
It's an excellent program.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing, I mean, like the spirits just leap out of these rocks and, you know, the artwork that's on there. So if you get a chance to come here next Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. And also, if anybody wants to become a member of Life Force Arts, I will pass out those, the membership forms and that kind of thing. And that's a wonderful thing to do, and you get all kinds of perks and cool things for helping
On the
support.
closing, we're doing the gift of art.
We're doing the gift of art. Gift of art are the 2 pieces on this side and the piece that's on that side. And what that is if you join, since the last time we had gift of art, we do gift of art is a drawing for artwork. And all the people that have joined as members since the last time we did gift of art are in the drawing for this time. So you actually get, it's quite a good chance of winning one of these artworks. Yeah. Anything else? Any other announcements coming up?
A week from today, Satsakam Sahu.
Yes.
4/12/2014. I think it's in the afternoon.
It's in the afternoon, and Kat and I will be performing.
Oh, cool.
Good show.
This is new to see how I organize things, and he didn't even know that.
I knew that the musician we normally ask for couldn't make it. That's the last time I heard.
We can pass these out if you are not.